muting myself on and off. But
That's fine.
make it work.
Last meeting, I was at home. I didn't know I had COVID yet. I just knew I didn't feel well.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. Yeah, I just realized it's been a month. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
That was during the peak too. The numbers are way
Yeah,
down.
I was part of one of those. Yeah. I was one of those people. Got me. Okay, so we can start. I'll go ahead. And on March 4th, 2020, Governor Newsom proclaimed a state of emergency in California as a result of the threat of COVID-19. On September 16th, 2021, Governor Newsom signed AB 361, which was effective immediately and amends Government Code Section 54953 to allow a local legislative body to hold public meetings via teleconferencing and to make public meetings accessible telephonically or otherwise electronically to all members of the public seeking to observe and to address the local legislative body. Pursuant to AB 361, please be advised that members of the Education Commission may participate in meetings telephonically. The public may view the meeting and participate in public remotely.
Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order at 5:06. Let's go ahead and take roll.
Chairperson Miguel Flores,
Present.
Vice Chair Cristina Paulo, Commissioner Oscar Boaldo Jr.,
Present.
Commissioner Francis de Leon Sanchez.
Present.
Excellent, thank you. Was the agenda posted according to law?
Agenda has been posted according to state law.
Perfect. Any public comments?
None.
Gonna review the minutes for Thursday, July 14th. Motion to approve minutes.
A motion.
Any a second?
I second that.
Thank you. Motion to approve minutes is passed. Parks and Rec, Recreation and Community Services Department, update.
The Recreation and Community Services Department just finished our 7 weeks of day camp. We had a successful summer. We just had our last summer concert last week, and tonight is our final movie night. So we're slowly coming to the end of our summer season, but we did start an aquatics program right before the summer ended. And we're very grateful to the city of Montebello who partnered with us, and we are using their pool for our swim lessons. And we have, I heard today was 176 participants. And so that's really great. You know, we have a lot of kids who haven't learned how to swim the past couple of years. And we did catch some of them last summer, but this year it almost felt like it wasn't going to happen. And so again, we're very grateful for the city of Montebello and the teamwork and all the collaboration that took place to make that happen. So a lot of our rec leaders who were hired as lifeguards, they thought they might not get to swim this summer, but they're at the pool now and teaching our families to swim. And there's a shuttle that takes them from Ford Park to the pool in Montebello, if anybody needs a ride. So that's pretty exciting news. Yeah, and I think I did update you on the Kaboom grant the last time. And so we've been meeting with Kaboom. We do have a build day that's at the end of September, and you'll all be invited to that. And it's 3 days of building. We partnered with CarMax and they're sponsoring it, and they'll be sending volunteers as well. But that is a community-driven project, and they expect volunteers to build. And so right now we're working on the design and other ideas, like maybe adding a hopscotch or some extra, some gardening or whatever else we might need there. We talked about maybe sprucing up the little picnic area. Like, what else can we do for those volunteers who aren't necessarily building, but they can help in other ways? And that's what's happening with us. We are in the plans for our fiesta coming in September. The fiesta will take place Thursday, September 15th. And we invite the Mexican consulate to come out, and they do a reenactment of the grito that took place in Mexico for Mexican Independence Day. It's a really special ceremony, and our community seems to really enjoy that. So that'll be Thursday, September 15th. And I reminded staff yesterday, we're about 12 weeks away from Halloween. And so we'll begin our plans shortly for Halloween. Our 5K is going to happen. And that's, I think, October 8th. Let me just look at the calendar to make sure I have the right day. It's Saturday. Yes. Saturday, October 8th. And we are partnering with Salon Athletics again, and they were the partner for the 5K, for our first 5K a couple of years ago. So I was happy to hear that they'll be coming back to Bell Gardens. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Anna. Any questions? Okay, moving on. So our next agenda item is Montebello Unified collaboration. We've been talking about this for quite some time, and I wanted to go ahead and look at what our personal goals are as a commission for our involvement either at board meetings or moving forward. So I know last time and last month we spoke about possibly attending those said meetings. So I wanted to have a discussion about it. As of now, the information that I have is that Montebello Unified School Board meets every first and third Wednesday of the month at 6 p.m. It seems from what I've researched that the first Wednesday of the month is always presentations, students, as well as parents. So that might be the meeting to go to. Anybody have any additional input or thoughts on this?
Yeah, I know that Montebello shares their agenda prior to the meeting, so that's something we can look at to see the topics that are going to be presented that day, to see, you know, if that's informative for us to attend that day. Also, I wanted to ask and clarify to see if the MOU was ever finalized with Montebello. I know I saw it on the city council's agenda, so I do want to clarify on that, if that was actually finalized or not.
I did get an update on that. So the MOU was for the pool. That's what the MOU is for. But like their pool is out of commission as well, and that was part of our holdup. And then we did discuss the facility agreement use, but because a lot of our facility is not up and running right now, we have that cistern project going at Ford Park. It just, you know, where their teams would have come to our facility to use the fields right now, they're unable to. And so that's just something we'll have to revisit with them because we're under construction everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Oscar, Commissioner Oscar Plata?
I guess on my end, I have a question. Is there any possible way we could actually like tour all of the local schools? Or maybe down the line even meet with the vice principal and principal and just find out like if they have any issues or how we could assist as a commission. I don't know, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that was something that was brought up before. And I think because of COVID, we weren't able to, but now that, you know, things are getting a little bit back to normal, I would be curious to see if that's something we can implement as well.
Yeah, I agree. Because if we are going to be going to these school board meetings, we want to make sure we're at least going to be something that's going to echo what the schools actually need in our area. And so I don't want to go in there knowing exactly what we can and can't really look at.
Yeah, thank you. Basically, we're all on the same page then, like always. So good.
So how would we go about doing that? I guess is what would be next steps?
I think possibly drafting a letter, right, that we can send to all the administrators within the schools here in Bell Gardens that are part of Montebello Unified. I wouldn't only want to stick to Montebello Unified. I think we talked in the past about some of the private schools as well. looking into those, for example, St. Gertrude's Church, looking into that school. So maybe just drafting a letter right now, Miguel, if you want to spearhead that. And then we can kind of come back, discuss it, and then start reaching out and scheduling times and dates that we can visit their schools. I know right now it's going to be the start of school for many of them, so we might have to wait about a month or so till things settle, but or maybe even be invited to their open houses. That would be a good opportunity for us to go during their open houses instead of scheduling a day and time if that's too difficult.
I like that idea of attending their open house if that's even feasible.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that'd be an ask that we could probably kind of just be welcomed on and maybe be toured by a student if anybody to kind of make that happen. And then
Right.
beyond that is, I think also trying to figure out when we have a conversation, anybody part of the commission, have a set of questions that we want to make sure are answered. That way we hit our points. That way we all come together and have a giant document of what are the conversations we need to have with the Montebello Unified School District. Excellent. So that's settled. I'll set up a letter and then we'll look at hopefully visiting schools during open houses and then move on from there.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you.
Excellent. I do want to apologize for the next agenda item. I mistyped. It's a typo. I was looking at the art winners for the NOAA, and the scholarship winners. So looking at that, so it's kind of a double update.
So the scholarship recipients, they've all been notified. We're receiving their W-9s now. I did ask, can we award, because there were 16 applicants, can we award them all the honorable mention amount as we had talked about? You know, we had said like it was affirmed just top 4, but because it was a small number fiscally, it was approved. And so I was able to send all of the applicants an award letter, and so they'll all be receiving the honorable mention 500, which is nice, you know, because
That's amazing, Anna. That's
Yeah.
such good news. Thank you for sharing that with us.
thank you. I asked at the last minute as I was about to send those award notifications. And so it was really exciting to be able to send them all a notice. And so we've asked the students to send their W-9s as soon as possible, because we are aware that a lot of them will be going away for school. And so those started to get processed on Monday, and the rest will get processed this Monday. I do need to email the students because I'm getting a lot of emails from them, like they expect their check already, even though the W-9 was received a couple of days ago. So rather than reply to them individually, I'll let them know it does take the city 2 to 3 weeks to get a check. Because I don't want them running to their mailbox every day expecting that check. So that in case you hear anybody asking about it, just let them know that it does take us. It's actually like 30 days, but we know that we can get it out in 2 to 3 weeks, depending on when they get their information to us. So those checks will be in the mail as soon as they get filed on Monday or processed on Monday. Mhm.
That's absolutely great news. Anybody have any input about the senior scholarship award winners?
No, it's just excellent news. I was really impressed this year with all the essays, and to me, it was a challenge. Like I felt everybody should be awarded something. But yeah, thank you.
Yes, I do have the winners, the top 3. I wish I had the last name for the honorable mention, the 4th. But the first place was Jose Luna, second place Luis Diaz, and third place Diana Leal. So they'll be receiving 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, and then the rest of the applicants will receive the 500. So good job, everyone.
That's amazing news. Thank you, everybody. Obviously, Anna, Daisy, and the staff for putting that together. I only know them by student number, so right. So we'll figure it out. I'm sure everybody felt the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll make sure to get you those numbers. Yeah, I didn't know who was who either, until all the scores were tallied. I just prefer it that way. And then after, the scores were totaled, I was given the names of the top four. But I just realized in my notes, I don't have that fourth person. It was an Ashley Bettis. Thank you, Daisy. Ashley Bettis, the honorable mention. Yeah, but she got the same notice as the rest of the honorable mentions. So everyone gets the 500. So if they're listening now, then now they know.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Yeah, it's great news.
Mhm.
If Daisy or Anna, if you could send maybe the commission a copy of that award letter so we can kind of see it.
Absolutely. You know, I meant to copy you on there, but then I thought if they reply all, because I do a blind copy for them. If they reply all, then you'll be receiving all of their like, hey, where's my check kind of emails. So I will gladly forward those to you and share that with you.
Excellent. And just an update on the art contest that we had. I think my update is, was the art put up somewhere or what ended up happening?
The art is here. We still have, I think at the last or the last time we did an update on this, I let you know that there was a few students who didn't pick up their award and their money, and that's still in our safe. And so the recommendation is that the next art contest does include an application. And we, even if it's the teacher submitting, each piece will have an application to go with it so that we have all of their contact information, not just the teacher's information. And because we were planning the art festival for October, the idea was to display their artwork, but now we're going to do a standalone art festival that won't be part of the 5K. The discussion yesterday was to have an art festival in conjunction with the art contest next year. So like a Cesar Chavez sort of a art festival. We haven't decided on what it will be called, but that's the idea of having it take place then when we do our art contest. So I haven't decided. I think it would be good to display this year's winners at that art festival. And so maybe we just hold on to the pieces. But some of them were picked up. The teachers came and picked up their artwork. So whoever still has their work here, I would like to display it at that art festival in the spring.
Also, the students
Excellent.
who I wasn't able to get in contact with because the information that was given was the teacher, I'll be contacting them next week when they're back in session to see if we could possibly get a hold of them.
Yeah. Yeah, because they ended up going on break. So that's
Yeah,
the update on that.
If something works out and we end up at their open house, it'd be kind of cool.
Mhm.
Okay, the next thing is the banner program. I know that we're going to start moving on that. I just wanted to look at with Commissioner Herrera, I'll be moving on to that ad hoc committee. And so I think from that point, I think because of the nature of the banner program, that means we probably have to start looking at everything as early as maybe January to kind of break stuff down and then kind of work backwards. So Commissioner De Leon.
Yeah, the
any thoughts?
recommendation right now was to look at neighboring cities and see what they do and what their recommendations and requirements and criteria and all that is for their banner program, so that we can kind of either align with some of them or just take some of the parts that we like. And so I know that we were going to look into Norwalk, right, Anna? And I forget what
Yes.
other districts. So we're still waiting on information from those cities. So once we get that, we can then start and figuring out what we're going to implement within ours.
Right. Some of the information we've received is that they limit it, right? And so I think what we discussed last time was we need to figure out how many banners can we have and then work from there. And it'll work similar to our scholarship program, where we'll need for them to submit an application, perhaps a brag sheet,
Official
because
transcripts. and
right, something to score them on, because we can't display everybody.
And I know, for example, like Bell Gardens High School does like their top 10. And so that's something that is already confirmed, through the school that it's the top 10 students. So they can potentially automatically like be part of the banner program.
Maybe the top 10 at the start of the second semester, because we wouldn't be able to wait for the final top 10.
No.
Mhm.
All right, so I think that was the other thing, that if we're looking at the top 10 at the end of December, then January, February, March is when we're really pushing it that way. So I think figuring
Maybe
out
we
how many
just
banners-
encourage them to apply. Or are you suggesting that there be an automatic in?
I would say that they would need to apply as well, just so that
Yeah.
it's fair to everybody. But those are my thoughts, but I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I agree. So Francis and Miguel, we should set up a meeting for the banner program. So we can start. And we can hand out assignments, amongst the three of us, including getting that information. We did have a meeting today here. We hosted the Southeast directors meeting. So the directors from different Southeast cities were here, or like the manager, and City of Norwalk was here. And so I'll reach out to them. I know we had talked to them about it, but to get theirs. And Christina had mentioned, maybe, was it Bellflower? It was a different city that,
Yeah,
or Lakewood. It was Lakewood or Bellflower.
I think so.
She
I'll
said-
refer to my notes to see as well.
Yeah. I know I don't have my notes from that particular meeting on me, but they had a good program as well. So there's a lot to go off of. And today, with recreation, we're always reminded, like, don't reinvent the wheel. If there's an existing program, and the director of Southgate said, like, please steal away. And Liz said, it's not stealing, it's borrowing. But he said, just steal it. And so because they've been doing the program for so long, the banner programs, I'm sure it's like a fine-tuned machine. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing those banners go up.
Yes, that's something that we've been wanting since like day one, I think, of the commission, when there was just three of us too. So to see that come to life, it's going to be great.
Right. Yeah. So let's not wait. Let's just get started. And by the time January rolls around, we'll have the application ready to go.
Agreed.
So Anna, you'll send us an email and figure out when we can, all three of us, meet up.
Right.
Okay, sounds good. Also, just to add to that, I think trying to get that application out probably in November or somewhere earlier would probably motivate for the seniors. For grades as they're moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't even think about it as a way to motivate the students.
And I want to add to that, we talked about the banner. I know when we first started as well, right? We kind of mentioned of utilizing the, what is it? The billboard, the electronic billboard that the casino have. I think the city has one now too as well, right? And maybe we could do that as well. And we could add more individuals on there.
Oh, I can find out about that.
That's a great idea, Oscar. Hopefully.
Great idea, Oscar.
I think we all talked about this
Yeah.
back then. It's just.
It's
I just
been
thought
so
about
long,
it.
right? So
It's
we're
been-
trying to
Yeah,
jog our memory of all the things.
exactly.
So it looks like the scholarship and the art contest ad hoc committee's got a little bit of a break for a little bit, and the banner program will take precedence.
Right.
And Commissioner Boato, you're more than welcome. We'll probably, if you want to join us on that conversation as well, we'll just kind of let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. So last piece here is, and you mentioned it, Anna, in your Park and Rec update, is the partnership with the BG 5K. So I just want to make sure we had an update with that. You kind of clarified.
Yeah. So with partnership, what do you mean? Did you want to have a booth? Remind me.
So at that time, I was thinking that because of the Bell Gardens 5K, and we're looking at the health, and health fair's been on our agenda over and over for a while, that we're looking at if we were going to have a partnership with the health fair, that we would have a booth or show up or be present to some degree. So I was looking at what the commission wanted to do. Are we going to be there to volunteer? Are we going to be there to hold a booth? So just some ideas there. That way, when October runs around, right, we
Yeah.
kind of know which way to go.
Okay, yeah, I would suggest to sign up and volunteer or sign up and run. We always need help. I'm thinking back to the last 5K. We needed help putting the medals around the runners. That all starts happening real fast. And there was a lot of areas where the volunteers were necessary. So as a commission, if you'd like to volunteer, that would be fantastic. I could find a good spot for all of you. And that is Saturday, October 8th. So make sure that you sign up. We also did talk to the other directors about possibly partnering up with the other cities with their 5Ks. And maybe like it was the city of Paramount, city of Paramount, who said they want to advertise our 5K and the surrounding 5Ks, and then maybe give some sort of an incentive to their residents. You know, if you go to this many 5Ks and you get X medal or a different shirt, and this way also we can all help promote each other's 5K. And so that was really exciting to hear that they want to do something like that. And all the other cities agreed, and everyone shared when their 5Ks are. Some are in the spring, ours is in the fall, same as Commerce, they do a turkey trot. And so I don't know exactly how it will take place, but we're all going to send our dates to City of Paramount, and they're going to put out a flyer for the collective Southeast area for all the 5Ks. So just something that I thought you all should know that was exciting and new, because they haven't had a 5K in, I think she said 10 years. So this is their first time back. But with that, maybe, you know, you can volunteer at theirs also as a commission or participate somehow. Maybe encourage your neighbors to register.
I
I was actually thinking of something. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Like something we could do, and I don't know how that would work, right? But we could actually partner up with different cities, and we could do one in the riverbed, like a 5K, like hosted by multiple cities, and we could have a lot of participants. I know at one point, I don't know if it was Southgate or what other city, they had a big event with one of the senators, I guess, where they had like this food farmers market, like on the riverbed. And maybe we could do something like that, like
Yeah.
in summertime, where we could use the riverbed and make it into this huge 5K sponsored by multiple cities.
Yeah, I did see that. It was a Southeast LA event. It
There
was
you
a
go.
SELA event. So Aslan Athletics, who will help us run the event, they did suggest something like that to us a couple of years ago, to do something together with the Southeast LA cities, like on the same day, and extend our run. But that would be like in a few years. You know, we'd have to establish our run and then have it grow. But because of COVID, that's just like the one event that kept getting pushed back and pushed back. So this will be our first time back since, what was it, 2019? I'm looking because I have the poster here in my office. 2019 was our first one, and then, you know, we obviously paused for 20 and 21. So maybe, you know, if we get a good turnout, that's something we could grow into. But we do use the riverbed, so you know, Oscar, that's part of the trail.
Oh, perfect. So that,
Mhm.
yeah, that's something definitely we could build on.
Yeah, we
And-
cut through Ford Park and then ran on the riverbed and exited out to come back to Veterans Park.
Yeah, because I recall back in the days too, didn't we have that Tour de Soar, right?
The
Or
Tour de Soar,
That was a huge event, right? Multiple residents from all over would come and
from
participate
everywhere.
in that.
Yeah, that was a great event.
Yeah, so same thing. We could do something like big scales. It starts from Bell Gardens. It's great for our city to market, basically. Because another thing I've been thinking about too, right? Sometimes, and I was talking to one of the council members, Cortez, right? Where sometimes we'll read negative like comments on the city, like, oh, you know, like Bell Gardens, you know, it's hood or whatever. But for me, when I think of Bell Gardens, I think of hardworking people. And that's something that we have to push out there and market our city, that there's a bunch of hardworking people. And doing an event like that would be wonderful.
Right. And it's good for the residents too, because they
Yep.
feel a sense of pride.
Correct.
Yeah.
What some cities do, if you are gonna do like a event like that, they'll like Paramount, if you run Paramount in Bell Gardens, it'll be like a double 5K medal,
Mhm.
right? Like a triple. That's what the LA Marathon does, like random 5Ks, and do a laundry list. I think New York does something similar. So that's gonna be an idea, right?
Yeah,
Any
that
three
was,
into-
yeah, that was the idea she had. So she said maybe because ours is coming up so quickly that she could probably include our next one, which we're planning on moving it to the spring. So this year it'll be in October, but we want to establish it for a spring event moving forward.
Okay, excellent. Public comments. No, no
No,
public
no
comments?
comments. No, no public comments.
Okay, so let's move on to commissioner comments. Commissioner De Leon?
I just want to say that it's amazing that all the students that participated in the scholarship are going to be awarded. That was some news that was just like really good to hear today. So thank you for that. I do want to thank Parks and Rec for continuing to do all the concerts and, the movies at the park and things like that. And I just think that even though some of our facilities are under construction, the city is doing a great job collaborating with other cities to ensure that our residents still get the full experience of having those summer activities. So, thank you so much. And I look forward to continuing working with you guys and making sure that we get the banner project up and running, because that's one thing that we wanted for a very long time now. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Francis. And it's been nice seeing you out at the park this summer.
Thank you, Commissioner Francis. Commissioner Boada?
Well, just to echo what Commissioner Francis De Leon Sanchez said, definitely it was a welcome news that the students that participated in the contest will get something. And to me, that's amazing. It speaks volumes of our city, and not only our city, but the staff at Park and Recs in the community center. I mean, they do amazing work, and sound like a broken record all the time, but you all do amazing stuff. And also, once again, our commission's pretty strong, and we come up with great ideas, and I'm proud every day that I join all of you, because I think we do amazing work. So thank you.
Yeah, I have an immense pride for the city and the fact that what we say is what we do. And so we're really putting a lot of effort and movement towards that. And that's just wonderful. Obviously, we cannot do any of that without staff, with Daisy, with Anna. And it's been great. I mean, we're looking at how we're off and running literally right in 2020, and just it's almost as if we didn't miss a beat, which is wild.
Yeah.
Considering all the different things that we encountered and overcame. So just tip of the hat to all of us and to you guys. This has just been great, and look forward to be part of this. So thank you so much.
I do want to add, I wanted to add something maybe for next meeting, or just to throw it out there, plant the seed, right? If we could possibly set up a meeting with our police chief, Fairfield. He's amazing he puts himself out there. He's great with the residents, but more like on crime prevention and safety education programs, maybe we could discuss with them, and if we could come up with some ideas, because I know crime has been a hot topic lately. So just planting the seed.
So what would you like to see on that? Sit down with the commission, or?
Like the commission with the chief, and then we could all work together, right? As far as maybe it could be simple as maybe like a marketing, as far as even a video like you do to the residents, giving tips. I don't know, it could go, it all depends from our conversation.
And I think to build on that, once we do have that meeting, having him be a guest here on the commission so that he's able to, not only share with us, but share with the community
Exactly.
the things that we reviewed. So that'd be great for him to do that.
Yeah, one thing we could talk to him about is, I know we mentioned it actually a while back ago, but a goal was looking at safe safe ways of getting to schools. I think we talked about that, right? A map, I think both of the commissioners mentioned that. And so maybe expand on that with the police chief.
Yeah, that was something I had brought up a few months ago, actually, about the safe school routes. I know that there was a lot of residents complaining, saying that there was a lot of homeless people, a lot of like trash, just dangerous things on their way to school. And so for there to be some sort of plan, like if you want to get to BGI, this is the best route to take. If you want to get to Belgrano High School, this is, Cesar Chavez Elementary, so on and so forth. And so that's something that, yes, I had brought up, but I don't think whoever further discussed it or looked into it. So that was something I would like to revisit when we talk to Chief as well.
That's another opportunity that we're trying to do. Go ahead.
No, just to say, right now, just I'm thinking of stuff right now that we worked on the past, and we all forget, right? But stuff that we brought up, but I think right now it's like the perfect opportunity, and we could do like a parking lot with these items, right? And then just definitely bring them up again. And like I mentioned before, the police chief is amazing. Like he's really good with the residents, and I'm sure he would love to meet with us, and we could help him out at the same time.
Yeah, more people would be on this side would be great. That way we can really support safety here. Any final comments? Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second
Can I
that.
get a second? There you go. Meeting adjourned at 5:40.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Take
Thank
care.
you. Have
Thank
a
you,
great
everybody.
day.
Good one.